Before the pandemic, out of every 100 people big tech hired, 15 were brand new college graduates. Today, 7. The front door of the best-paying industry in America is half closed. We pulled a year of hiring data to find out who closed it. The answer is not what you have been told. Last video, we ranked the jobs AI replaces first, and the data kept pointing at one group, not job titles, beginners. Today, we follow that thread through the last 12 months. 3 forces attack the first rung of the career ladder at the same time, and only one of them is still swinging. One of the 3 is a tax rule almost nobody has heard of. That receipt alone is worth the next 9 minutes. Start with the cleanest number in the stack. The venture firm SignalFire tracks hiring across the tech industry, the way a scout tracks players. Between 2019 and 2024, new role starts for people with less than 1 year of work experience fell 50%. Half the entry jobs, gone. At the 15 largest tech companies, hiring of new graduates fell by more than half over the same window. These are the companies that spent 2 decades telling every smart kid in America to learn to code. They did. The companies stopped answering. And this is not just a tech story. Labor research firm Revelio Labs counts entry-level postings across the whole American economy, every industry, every state, down about 35% since January 2023. Finance, consulting, media, the classic first jobs for ambitious graduates, all cut their openings hardest. The industries that absorb AI fastest are exactly the industries that used to absorb graduates fastest. That is not a coincidence. That is the pattern. Here is the detail that gives the game away. On Indeed, junior tech titles fell almost twice as hard as senior ones. 34% down for juniors, 19% for seniors. And the postings that remain keep raising the bar. The share of tech listings open to people with 2 to 4 years of experience shrank, while listings demanding 5+ years grew. Companies did not stop hiring. They stopped hiring beginners. The caveat, because every scary number on this desk gets one. The starting line for these comparisons is 2019 and the pandemic boom that followed, when tech hired like the money would never end. Part of this fall is a correction back to normal. Hold that thought. It becomes a suspect in Act 3. Now the people under the falling numbers. The New York Fed tracks every recent college graduate in America, ages 22 to 27. As of the first quarter of this year, unemployment for that group sits at 5.7%. Underemployment, meaning degree holders working jobs that never required the degree, is at 41.5%, 4 out of 10. But here is the number that should stop you. For as long as records exist, a college degree meant lower unemployment than the general workforce. Through the dot-com crash, through 2008, through the pandemic, every single time, the degree was armor. That advantage is now gone. Recent graduates currently run a higher unemployment rate than the workforce as a whole. The first inversion on record. Think about what that means for the deal every family has trusted for 60 years. 4 years and tens of thousands of dollars used to buy you a head start. The degree still pays over a full career. The data on that is solid. But for the first time in American history, it does not protect the start of one. And the class arriving right now walks into the same wall. Employers told the National Association of Colleges and Employers they plan to hire just 1.6% more graduates this year than last. Against a growing pool of graduates, that rounds to 0. The rung below the first rung is cracking too. In Drexel University's hiring outlook for this year, nearly 1 in 5 companies said they plan to hire fewer interns or none at all. The average tech internship now draws about 273 applications. And for the interns who make it in, full-time conversion has slipped below 51%, the lowest in over 5 years. And the receipt that ties it together, from Video One, still standing in its February update. Stanford economists tracked payroll records for millions of workers. In the jobs most exposed to AI, employment for workers 22 to 25 fell 13% since generative AI arrived. Older workers in the same jobs, at the same companies, held steady. Whatever is happening, it is aimed at the bottom of the ladder. So who closed the door? The headlines say AI did it alone. The data says it was three forces, hitting the same rung at the same time. Suspect 1. The hangover. Tech overhired wildly when interest rates were zero, then slammed the brakes when rates jumped in 2022. New grad hiring is always the first thing frozen in a correction. Stanford's own follow-up research says rates and the post-pandemic correction explain a real part of the entry-level decline. Suspect 2. The tax rule. This is the receipt almost nobody has heard of. For 70 years, American companies could write off the salaries of their software engineers in the year they paid them, the same as any other business cost. In 2022, a change to Section 174 of the tax code ended that. Suddenly, those salaries had to be deducted slowly, spread across 5 years. On paper, overnight, every engineer became dramatically more expensive to employ. Profitable companies woke up owing taxes on money they had already spent. Layoffs and hiring freezes followed within months, and AI took the public blame for cuts that started as accounting. Congress mostly reversed the rule in the summer of 2025, 3 years of damage later. Almost nobody outside of a finance department ever heard the words Section 174. Part of the AI jobs apocalypse was a tax form. We told you the receipts get strange. Suspect 3. AI itself. The Stanford numbers control for company-level shocks, and the pattern survives. Here is the mechanism, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Every career used to begin with apprentice work. Drafting the memo the partner rewrites, cleaning the data the analyst presents, writing the first version of the code the senior engineer fixes. That work was never really about the output. It was the tuition a company paid to grow its next expert. AI now does the apprentice work instantly, for pennies. So the company keeps the expert, skips the apprentice, and saves the tuition. It works beautifully, right up until the experts retire and there is nobody behind them. The machine does the apprentice work now, so the apprentice does not get hired. Here is the part that matters for the next 12 months. The overhiring correction has largely run its course. The tax rule is repealed. 2 of the 3 forces have unwound. Entry-level hiring has not come back. The one force still accelerating is the machine. Fairness demands we note the other side. Skeptics point out the hiring collapse began before AI could reliably do this work, and they are right about the timeline. But the timeline keeps moving, and the canary data keeps confirming. Watch the next 2 quarters. That is the test. So what do you tell the 22-year-old at your dinner table? Not that the ladder is gone, that it moved. Postings for jobs that mention AI skills are growing even while overall hiring is weak. The person who can run the machine is getting hired while the person competing against it is not. Healthcare keeps adding people, year after year, and no chatbot changes addressing. HVAC postings are up 67% since 2022. Robotics technicians more than doubled. Somebody has to build and cool the data centers the machines live in. And the internship, even with brutal odds, still converts to a real job better than anything else a student can do. 4 out of 10 interns convert. Cold applications convert at a fraction of 1%. The bottom rung did not disappear everywhere. It is just no longer leaning against the building everyone was told to stand in front of. The numbers will keep moving. We will keep pulling the receipts. Every source is in the description. Check our work. The newsletter is free on Substack, the receipt desk, the numbers behind the noise.